And we're live. Hello, hello. Hello, everybody. There's no one on yet, but the replay folks will see this.
All right.
Hey, y'all replay folks.
It is now 5 o'clock.
Yep. We didn't schedule this one, so it might take a minute for y'all to get on. We just click go live instead of the normal scheduling.
Yeah, people who watch our lives, they know that we're live at 5 on Sunday evening.
Mhm.
So here it is on Sunday, 5 o'clock.
Hey, y'all.
We're here.
I'm going to go get me a drink.
I'm just waiting for people to catch up.
Oh!
Got little Winston sitting right here. We got our puppy dog looking at us.
Yeah.
Let me show Winston. Let me show. I'm going to show Winston. Look, say hi, Winnie, Winnie. Say hi, Winnie, baby. Say hi, Winnie.
Aww.
Winston says hi. Do you want to say hi for a second?
You want to come say hi? Ooh, skates off.
You can come say hi for just a second. Miles,
all right.
Just a minute.
All right, y'all. Oh, goodness.
Hey,
people are starting to get on. You'll see we're by the fireplace. We're actually on the floor tonight.
Yeah,
normally,
the fireplace.
we're not on the floor, but tonight we are. Here. There we go.
I'm snacking on the summer sausage and cheddar, and in the summer sausage package, like I got the whole package of cheddar, summer sausage, and Bavarian mustard. They gave me a little jar of Bavarian mustard, and it's really good.
The Hickory Farm stuff. Yeah.
Hickory Farm.
I got myself some nachos. Ooh, yeah.
I got nachos and applesauce.
Healthy dinner.
You gotta tell them bye because Avery's got to do her time, her interview with the folks.
Right.
I see.
Hey, check it out, honey. There it is.
He is.
All right, y'all.
Okay, watch out. We gotta let
Watch out,
people
bud.
talk to Avery. Okay, thank you. So yeah, this is Avery, our youngest daughter. You are how old?
I'm 12.
Yep, we're continuing on. This is our last daughter. So, if y'all have questions for Avery, go ahead and ask. Avery, a little bit about Avery. She's our chicken person. And other than that, I'll let her tell you about her. You want to tell people about you, what you like, what you do, and how old you are, and all that good stuff?
One of the things that I'm really interested in doing is pottery. I want to get into pottery. So.
And if y'all make sure you let us know if you can't hear us. Hey, Chestnut Hills. If you can't hear us, let us know. Hopefully you can hear all of us, Avery included.
So he's you said what you're snacking on, guys? Well, Chestnut Hills, what we got is he's got a whole taco plate.
Woo, nachos.
He did like nachos and cheese and upgraded it with some ground meat and some
Sour
sour
cream
cream and
and-
like made a whole taco plate. Avery's just got nachos with cheese melted on it. And I've got a Hillshire Farms plate with the sausage, cheddar, and crackers and the hot mustard and stuff. Really good stuff.
Yours is probably the healthiest.
Oh, Aunt Lucy has a question. Why do chickens lay double yolk eggs?
I'm not really sure.
They just do.
Well,
It just happens.
When sometimes the eggs will like get backed up, and I'm pretty sure like the one of the yolks will slip into that same egg that's forming, and then when they go lay it, that yolk is in there, and it's like a double egg.
Here, you want to scoot a little closer, Avery? They're having a hard time hearing you.
Yeah.
I do remember that. Yeah, she researched it one time because she wanted to know the answer to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they had a backup in the system, and the egg got kind of smushed together in the development.
Yeah. One of the yolks like slips into that other egg.
And another question they had up here. What do you like in school subject? Okay.
What's your favorite school subject?
I like science and what's another one? I like what's it called? The one that I did last year.
Ecology?
Yeah.
Ecology and science. Yeah, she is a little bit of a science-minded person, kind of like somebody else I know.
I don't know who you're talking about. I don't know what you talking about.
What do you like to do for fun that's not school?
I like doing like archery and what's another thing? Oh, I play the cello. So
Yep, she's learning to play the cello. Yep.
And she
Mhm.
wants to get into a little bit of pottery.
And kalimba.
And
You're learning how to play the
yeah.
kalimba too, right? That's what it's
Yep.
called.
Mhm.
Yep. Howdy, Fluffy. Yep.
Yeah.
Howdy, Fluffy.
Yeah.
Fluffy is still here, getting fluffier by the second.
We got Fluffy.
Oh,
And Mrs.
So-
Fluffy.
if y'all get tired of watching these goats, you let me know. Thought
Yeah.
I'd throw this up here for y'all to watch and
Yeah, the new toys.
yeah, just look and here. I don't know. No, that's kind of zoomed in. You ain't gonna see nothing.
Good morning, Sydney, Australia.
Mhm. Yes. Good morning in Australia. Good morning. Oh.
Somebody said you and Mary Carl must be BFFs loving birds.
yeah, we are good friends, and I get like if I don't know something about like chickens and stuff, or like birds in general, then or if one of my birds is having a problem, then I go and ask her, and she'll usually tell me how to fix it. So,
Mm-hmm.
and then I can learn from that and know what to do next time.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You okay, bud?
Somebody said that we eat all the time. Yep, we do.
Mhm.
We are foodie people. We are lovers of food.
Well, it's also
Yep.
different time.
Yeah.
Are we ready for the cold? Are you ready for the cold?
I don't know. It's cold.
Yeah. So I'm as ready as we can be. I mean, I'm not thrilled about it, but I am as ready as I can be. Y'all, I like winter and I like cold, but when it starts getting down to it's supposed to be 17, I think, on Friday.
He starts shaking and shivering a little bit, but
And so do the plants.
I love it. I mean, I don't want to like stand out in it, but I love it. I mean, like I'll never take back the winter season for anything. It's my favorite.
You know, we moved here
Is the
and
goat
learned
video
to grow
frozen?
down here and learned that we could grow down here all year long. And now you tell me it's going to be so cold that it's going to take it away from me.
Somebody said the goat video is frozen.
Yeah, it's frozen.
Oh, it is frozen. You're right. Well, we're going to take that off right now. I'll have to look at the camera later. It must have gotten all wonky. Oh,
And,
I know why.
Someone
It
asked,
got too cold.
Mhm.
Someone asked if we listened to the Aussie Jingle Bells. Yes, we did. We listened to it. That was funny. It's like it's all singing about how
the summer. Yeah,
they're
it
in the
was
summer.
funny. Yeah.
They're wearing shorts.
Yep.
They're loving the heat and everything of Christmas. Merry Christmas. It's
Yep.
warm, you know. So it was the opposite of our Jingle Bells
Yep, that was
dashing through
great.
the snow type of stuff. It was good. It was real good.
Mhm. Well, we may have to do without the goats this live. That's okay. You'll have to just look at our beautiful faces and not the goats. I apologize.
Aunt Lucy, yes, we enjoyed our visitors this weekend very much.
Yes. Yep. And we'll talk more about that on tomorrow's video.
Yeah.
The visitors this weekend. So also, I appreciate y'all so much when y'all get into the comments and help answer some questions and concerns in the comments when you know stuff. I really appreciate that. I know I said that before, but you know, we had somebody just mention that they would rather not see me and they'd rather skip over me and listen to.
And then somebody had said that they would rather see Wes and skip over me and not see me.
And then we have somebody that mentioned to be kind, and kindness is the key to happiness. So I just really appreciate y'all. We love all of you, whether you love watching me or Angie or the kids or all of us or the animals. I don't care.
There's something for everybody.
I just appreciate that you're here. Just know that we're always us. We're not fake. There's nothing I do on camera that I'm trying to do anything special. We just are who we are. And if you talk to the girls, I drive them nuts because I am the way I am.
Yeah.
on camera, off camera, I just
Look,
am me.
He only has one
So,
way to be. He only
there-
knows
yeah.
one way.
One way to be. That's it. Yep, that's it.
And the
Just
kids
one
are
me.
genuine.
Like
I
it or not.
try to be as genuine as I can, open and honest and just on the level. And just
Mhm.
this is what you see is what you get.
Yep, we
and,
just are who we are.
obviously our animals are genuine. Our home is genuine. Just
Mhm.
and there's something for everybody. There's people aren't gonna like everything or everyone, and that's okay. There's something for everybody. Hey, Deep
Mhm.
South, I saw you. Hey, Deep South Homestead.
Mm.
Is that Danny or Wanda joining us tonight, Deep South?
Oh, I didn't see him. Oh, yeah, right there.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah. We're gonna just remind everybody that there is no cussing and cursing allowed in the comments. Mentioning the P word has strictly been forbidden. No, she has not convinced me yet to get a piglet for Christmas.
Has she not?
Nope.
Oh,
She is not. She is not.
To be
Y'all-
continued. To be continued.
Y'all are speaking negative things in the comments there on me. Oh no. No.
I think Zoe's in my corner on that one.
No. Look. Did it again. Said the P word again. Dang.
See, I know somebody who's real good at helping me sneak little critters home.
We've done it before.
My little,
Yeah,
little partner in crime right here. This one is the most like me. She's my partner in crime. And she will help me sneak some things if we have to.
Look, y'all. This dog right here.
The Walmart puppy.
Yeah, this puppy here. He was not a planned puppy. They snuck him home, and Sarah brought him in. There was a little puppy tail sticking out behind her back. And that's how I found out about it.
Yeah.
So it would. She's not allowed to go over to Chestnut Hills by herself. I'll just say that she can't go over there by herself.
I just might take an extended shopping trip and not come back for a little
Uh-uh.
while.
I can't
Oh,
go
my
to
goodness.
Mr. Lester's place because he has so many chickens. And
Yeah.
I want them all.
If we would have taken these kids to I'm a Survivor, Avery's coat would have been tweeting and
You were tweeting. You brought a chicken and like
no, you got
a
off
dozen
easy. No.
chicks. It was a dozen hatched eggs.
You got off easy. It was a mama and about a dozen babies. It would have been.
That's
worse
getting off.
If we would have brought the kids, it would have been so much.
Bringing home 13 chickens from I'm a Survivor was getting off easy, y'all. Oh my goodness. Woo!
Mhm.
No, it looks like it's Wanda on here.
Mm. Hey, Wanda.
Yeah, I getting off easy with.
Yep. So about January, we'll plan our
Nope.
meetup about January.
Yo, we're having technical difficulties. Angie's gonna have to exit the live while Avery and I finish up here.
I'm telling you, he's like this all the time. He really is.
Oh my goodness. Tell you, y'all, we're gonna end up with a pig. I know we are eventually, but I'm trying to push it off. So
Lester was happy that we took home those chickens. I felt like we were helping. A win-win, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Anyway, so we want to move on from the P word and talk a little bit about how we met.
Oh yeah.
Or you guys you want to talk about anything, Avery, before we
I was
get
gonna
going
say-
on tonight's subject?
Or
I
anything?
think we're good.
Anything you
No.
want to ask them, or anything you want to know about, or?
I
No?
don't know.
All right, cool.
What's it? I wanted to ask her a question. So, people always ask if our kids enjoy like the things that we, quote unquote, make them do.
Yeah, the chores they
The
have. Yeah.
journey that we brought them on, because children have to just kind of deal with it when their parents do farming or homesteading. So we chose this life for them. So people always ask, do they enjoy it? Do they like it? Do they like doing the chores that they do, or do they kind of resent it? And they're like, oh, why do we have to do this every day? So do you like your farm life?
Well, I feel like the day is not complete without doing like the homeschool, the chores, and like the animals. Like it's just not complete without doing it.
Yeah, that's just what we
Mhm.
do, huh? That's just our
Mhm.
day. So can you imagine your life without chickens or garden or farm in
No,
it?
I have to have a farm.
Yeah.
It just feels right.
Yeah. So some of our kids may end up, not doing like a farm life. They might end up just growing some potted plants in the city, but I think all of them kind of, since they have this sort of upbringing, I think it's all kind of in them a little bit to love growing things, to love raising animals. It's going to be ingrained in them. But she, I think, is our number one child that really does love this life. Like
she enjoys being outside, and
she's always outside
doing stuff and gardening.
She's like,
and,
what can I help you with, Mom? Can we garden together? And I think she's the one that's gonna want to have the farm life.
Now I just want to pause for a moment to mention that, hey, Chestnut Hills, they ship. So no, we don't have to go over there and pick up sweets and a piglet. They ship. So it's all good. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to mention that. So as far as where we met, you want to start or you want me to?
Well, I'm gonna tell how I grew up, and then you'll come into your part of the story.
All right. So it was a stormy, rainy night one time long ago, and
not that long ago.
Oh.
Once upon a time, 13 years ago. Yeah, I was born
13, 14.
No, this coming March.
Avery, Lily's 14. We've been married 14 years in March, but we met 15 years ago.
In March, we will have been married 14 years, but we've been together 15 years.
Yeah.
Okay. So, so many moons ago, I grew up in a small village. And when I say village, I mean like not very many people. Population, a few hundred people, like very small. It has since grown a whole lot. It has since upgraded with the rest of the time.
Okay.
Gotten a Walmart.
Well, not a whole lot.
Okay, it upgraded a little. But it was like village status. My graduating class was maybe 25 kids. Like it was a very small high school. So I was puppy. I was born and raised in Amite, Louisiana. And I had at 18, I was pregnant with my first daughter, Sarah. Had Sarah. I was married to my first husband at 19. I know, very young. I know. It's just please no judgment. But we were kids, but yeah, got married. I was separated and divorced like a year and a half later. So I already had a daughter. And then one night I went out to a club. I went out dancing.
Pause for a second. Now, y'all know I'm not from Louisiana. I've mentioned that before.
No, he's not.
And the reason I was in Louisiana was actually because of Hurricane Katrina. I used to work for FEMA many years ago. And after Hurricane Katrina hit Louisiana and Mississippi, and Alabama, really, it was huge. They sent me over to Baton Rouge to start working there. So that's why I was in Louisiana. I was in Louisiana because of Hurricane Katrina. So really, this whole story happened because of Hurricane Katrina. I was
pregnant through Katrina. I didn't even know him yet. I was pregnant through the whole Katrina ordeal. But Katrina actually sent him to Louisiana.
So yeah, one night, I was living a lifestyle that I really shouldn't have been living. To be honest, y'all, I had kind of gone the wild direction, and I was drinking way too much and partying way too much and spending way too much.
It happens. We were all young once, right? It happens.
Yeah. So anyway, so I went out that same night that she went out. I went out, and we actually met in a club. So we met in the way that we tell all our daughters, don't meet your spouse, right? We tell them, don't meet in a club. That ain't the best way to do it.
We are the exception, not the rule. It usually doesn't end up happily married for 14 years with 4 kids later. It usually doesn't end that way with that kind of story.
Yep. So then, I did the thing that you do, right? You got her number, and I called her. But here's the thing. So I didn't know at the time that she was living at her mom's house. So I call her after I got her number that night. I called her the next day, and when someone answers the phone, it's this guy. Like, this guy answers the phone. Your pop.
Yeah, my pops.
And he answered the phone. I didn't know who he was. I just know, I called this woman and some guy answered the phone. I didn't even talk. I just hung up the phone.
Quick.
I hung up the phone, y'all. I don't want to, like, I'm in my mind, like, she's married. She didn't tell me about it. What's she doing? I can't believe she gave me her number and she's married.
Yeah. So my pops brings me the phone and says, I think that was for you. And I was like, was it a guy? And they said, yeah. I was like, I think I know who that was. So I call him back, right? I call back and try to assure him that is not my husband. That is not some boyfriend. We're good.
And I was really grateful that she called back, because I'm gonna tell you, I would not have called that number again. I wouldn't have risked that again.
Written off.
Not a chance in the world. Yep. I guess she done already got taken. I ain't calling her back. But
then
but you did. And
the very first conversation we had, though, I said, I need to tell you something, because obviously he's interested in me. I said, I need to tell you something. I have a daughter. So if that's a deal breaker, let me know right now. And he was like, oh, great. Yay. And he was like so excited. He sounded thrilled to meet my daughter. When he met this baby, I don't know who he was more in love with, me or the kid. I think he was more in love with Sarah than he was with me, honestly. He was like a ready-made daddy.
That's not true. I love both of you.
He was like instant daddy.
But yeah, so we went on our first date, and it was like ladies' night at
you took me out to ladies' night.
Kate Street in Hammond, Louisiana.
Yeah.
Yep. And so we went there, and that was a good time. We danced, and
I mean, we didn't go there to like drink or anything. We went there to dance, and like you danced with me, and like it was so fun.
Yep.
We danced to Footloose, and
I don't remember what else, but it was a good night. Yeah. And then then a little more drama happens, right? So we're coming up on Valentine's Day, right? I met her right before Valentine's. Coming up on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, isn't
that kind of awkward to like start dating somebody and it's Valentine's Day? It's a new person. Like you've gone on one date, right? And it's I don't know. I thought it was a good time to me.
But that's kind of awkward
because timing.
People feel obligated to like do sweet gestures to this person you barely know.
All right, so Valentine's Day is coming up. And so we're going to go out on our second date. And I'm like, hey, you want to go out on Valentine's? She's like, yeah, that'd be great. So look, y'all, I made a reservation at this nice restaurant.
You did.
I planned to go eat, and then we were going to go have fun bowling afterwards.
Oh, wait, tell the truth. Tell the truth. He did not tell any of this to me. He did
No, I'm going to get to that. Yeah. So this was all because I wanted to surprise her and have it be a surprise about what we were going to do, right? So second date, I thought, I'm going to be clever, right? I'm going to take her out and be sweet. And so I made a reservation at this restaurant. I looked up where the nearest bowling alley was and all that good stuff. So we get to the day of, and I'm talking to her on the phone. She's like, oh, hey, you mind if my friends come along and we kind of do a group thing?
And what'd you say?
Sure.
Instead of telling me,
what am I going to say?
Anything about these?
What am I going to say? In my mind, I'm thinking,
sure.
Oh, she wants to. She's not real is interested, or she's not wanting to be serious, or she's wanting to just hang out and put me in the friend zone, or like I don't know what I mean. Second date. And so anyway, so we went. It turned out okay. Went to see a movie. What we go see? 10,000 BC, I think.
10,000 BC. Y'all remember that movie? 10,000 BC.
Yeah, went to go see 10,000 BC and had her friends there at the movie. But then after the movie, we went out to dinner, and I had done already. I had done already bought flowers the day before I found out about this whole group thing. So we went to dinner at Applebee's afterwards, which was awesome. So then we're done with dinner and we go to walk out the car and I was going to take her home. And she says, oh, I'm so glad you didn't do something cheesy like get me flowers or something or whatever.
Yeah.
And so now I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be bad because I got the flowers waiting that I was gonna give her right after dinner.
Oh no.
And so we get out there and I gave her flowers, but it wasn't roses. It was like it was an orchid.
Yeah,
it was
just
one of the
nice
little
orchid.
it was an orchid. So she really loved it.
I did.
Didn't you?
I
Yeah,
did.
you really loved it.
But I was thinking, I felt like it would be terrible if you were obligated to do some grand romantic gesture to
Mm-mm.
me because it's Valentine's Day. And I was like, oh, I'm so glad you didn't go way out of your way and do like some, chocolates and roses or flowers or something. Yeah. And
Well,
then
I got roses I got flowers sitting in the car.
He's got a flower in the car. I was like, oh, well, that's so sweet. Thank you.
That must have been really awkward.
A little bit cringy, but we laughed it off. We just obviously
It was good,
did.
though.
Asked me out again, and we kept going. We just had a great time.
It was a good
together.
night.
It was
Yep.
so
It was a good
fun.
night.
That
Yep.
was so good.
Yep. And then that next Saturday, let's see, the Valentine's Day was on Thursday, and then that Saturday, so 2 days later, we went to the zoo and we took
With
Sarah
Sarah.
with us.
It was like
Mhm.
a girlfriend and her daughter date. It was like a whole
Yep.
family date. So he's like, let's go to the zoo together.
Yep.
This man downloaded a what was
VeggieTales.
VeggieTales.
I downloaded a
VeggieTales
CD
CD.
and burned a VeggieTales CD. I downloaded and burned a VeggieTales CD.
rented
All
a vehicle,
legal, of course.
rented a vehicle, bought a car seat, downloaded VeggieTales. I was like, oh, he's a keeper. He's a keeper. He got all
Yep.
ready.
Well, it was a hour and a half drive to the zoo from your house.
Yeah.
So
Planned out this whole zoo day.
so
with the
we had to have
baby
something for her to
and-
listen to.
Yep.
Yep. And
Okay,
she needed a
yeah.
car seat to ride in my vehicle.
So he took me and the baby.
So we went to the zoo. Yeah, we went to the Baton Rouge Zoo. That was a good
And-
date.
and then
Sarah and I
some-
played hide and go seek, and
and-
we
and
were walking around the
tell-
zoo.
tell
So
them what Sarah did.
and so Sarah was little at this point, right?
Still in
So
diapers.
still
and
in diapers, yeah,
training
pull-ups,
pants and
yeah.
pull-ups.
Anyway, so when you feed a kid a lot of drink, sometimes those diapers and stuff overflow. And so that happened while I was carrying her out. She had passed out asleep, and I was carrying her back out to the car, and it just like blew all over out
And
the
she
diaper
peed
or out
on
the
him.
pull-up. Yeah.
She peed all over his shirt. So
yeah.
he got to go home
Yeah.
with us with baby
Yeah.
pee. all
So, of course, I didn't care, right? I really didn't care. She's mortified
I
that
was
her daughter peed all
mortified.
over me, and I didn't care. I'm like,
He-
she's a kid. She's a toddler. Like,
she
that's what happens.
he got a really fast introduction to Parenthood. So
Mhm.
he jumped right in
Yep.
though.
Uh-huh.
Bless him. He was so good about it.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah, she snuggled right up to him and loved him. And thank you, Avery.
Mm-hmm.
And the other girls like hearing that story. They've always asked, how we met and stuff like that.
So
When did you get
After
your
that-
first kiss from her?
Well, so after that everything just kind of, progressed from there. Of course, we started hanging out, talking more, and we went out. Honestly, I don't know what we went and did
Mhm.
after that. I remember that we had sometime shortly after that, we had a movie time, or a movie night where she came over and watched movies, and
That's what it was, yeah.
that was
I think it's on the table, I think. Yeah.
well, actually, I don't think it was that night. You
No,
came
it
over
was-
for movie night, and then
It was a few days or a week after the zoo. I came over to like hang out with him and watch movies at his house, and
That's what it
then
was.
That's when
the first
First
kiss
kiss
happened. Yep.
happened, turned around to say something to him about the movie, and he kind of had this look on his face, and I was like, okay. So I turned back around to watch the movie, and then I turned back to say something else to him, and he just kisses me. So
Hey,
that's when it happened.
baptized into the family.
Yeah.
I like that. Sarah baptized me to the
Yes,
family.
Avery did just have one of those oversized snuggie hoodie things on. It's like goes
Yes,
goes
she
down
did,
to your
yep.
knees.
Mhm.
It's full of fluff on the inside. It's got a hood.
Yep.
Big old fluffy snuggie.
Now, we're full of things that you don't want your kids to do, y'all. So if your kids are watching, tell them to not use us as an example. But
yeah.
so we
have learned a lot.
What was
We
it?
have learned a
3
lot.
weeks after we met? 3 weeks after we met? 3 weeks after we met.
We were expecting Lily.
Well, no, you moved
Yeah.
in.
But no, we found out that
That wasn't then, though. That was a little bit later.
No, I think it was like a week later. Yeah.
Maybe like after a month or so.
Very, very soon.
I don't know.
Within a month,
But-
we found out we were expecting Lily.
Yeah, but so within 3 weeks, she moved in, and then after that, shortly after that, we found out that we were expecting Lily, and then that next March we got married. So
Then we
Lily
got
was
married,
born in
yeah.
November. We got married in March,
Mm-hmm.
March 1st.
Yeah.
Yep.
So within 6 weeks of meeting each other, I was already living with him.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I know
Within
that's
3
not-
weeks. It was like 3 weeks.
Yeah, you might.
Yeah.
Be right. Okay.
3 weeks.
Very fast. So
Yeah, don't do that, kids. Don't do that. If you're a kid and you're watching, don't do that.
Are we the?
It's not the right idea.
Are we the example to follow? No.
Mm-mm.
But is our family great and wonderful,
Mhm.
and we stuck together, and it's been an amazing ride. It's been a wonderful
Mhm.
adventure. I wouldn't trade any of it for the world, and we've learned a lot. We're
Mhm.
much wiser now and happy. But yeah, I mean, not everybody takes the straight and narrow road the first time,
Yeah.
I guess.
But we go through with our kids and we use us as an example, right? Because we went through some rough patches in our marriage and our life that honestly, had we done things and gone the right way, probably wouldn't have been so rough.
Right. We could have
And
taken it a
so,
lot easier.
yeah.
We could have taken it a lot slower, saved ourselves some heartache and
Yep.
some time,
And it would have really
it
would have been much better. And we have that to be able to show the kids. We have, look, this is what we went through, and this is how we really were impacted by that. And it really just be able to really put out there to them, real life example of this is why you need to do this this way.
Right.
And this is why it needs to be this way. So
can it all work out for your good in the end? Well, sure. Anything can work out for your good, but do you want to go through things the rough and tumble hard and fast way, or do you want to go through things the nice and smooth and easy way? I mean, your choice.
Look at this. This dog kills me. See his head?
Sweet.
And you see where it's pointed? Yeah, he's here waiting for this food that he ain't gonna get. Poor thing, he's gonna be disappointed at the end of the day because he ain't gonna get it.
No, my baby, my
He ain't gonna get it.
The food you want, come here.
Yeah.
No,
Hey.
no fussing.
So
Fussing 'cause I picked you up. Are you fussing 'cause
then,
I picked you up? Are you fussing 'cause I picked you up?
Angie went to nursing school.
Are you fussing at me?
Shortly after that. What
fussing
you started
at
going to
me?
nursing school the spring? It was the fall before we got married, right? Here, I'm gonna take you
that fall,
over here.
yeah. The
Come on,
fall
come
before
on.
we got married.
Yep, the fall before you started going to nursing school, and
Well, and I went to nursing school while I was carrying Lily, and I had Lily in nursing school, and went back to school. I think
3
days.
days.
Yeah, 3
No,
days.
it was a week.
Later.
Wasn't it a week?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was a week. It was a week.
Within a weekish later, I was back in class.
Yep.
I had to
Because
finish
you had
school.
you had clinicals and all
Right,
sorts
I
of
had to
things.
finish
Yeah.
clinicals. I had to finish classes.
Mm-hmm.
I did graduate, and I was LPN. I think I told him I was a nurse before. I was working as an LPN for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Here, I'll answer this real quick. Kind of personal, but I will answer it. No, he's not, and that's by his choice, not anything that was forced. That was by his choice. So
that's something that I always, I don't mind talking about now. It was a thing that we had to decide how. Oh, sorry. It was a thing that we had to decide how we were gonna. explain that to Sarah when she got older. My hardest battle on that, it was not telling her that her biological dad is different from the dad that she knows, from the daddy that raised her. That was not the hard
Yeah,
part.
because I'm the only person she remembers.
Yeah, this is the only daddy that she has ever known. So if you mention biological dad, she has no picture in her head. She's like, who's that? Because this is daddy. And he's been there, like I said, ever since she was in diapers. But the hardest part for me, and the hardest battle for me, was trying to tell her that someone didn't want her. That was the hardest thing. I did not know how I was going to look my daughter in the face and try to explain to her that someone chose to give you up.
Yep.
Because I looked at him as again, I was 19, I was a kid, and I was panicked about being a mom, but I knew somebody had to be a parent for this baby, and somebody had to raise this little girl. So I was like, well, I'm going to raise this kid that we have. I'm going to be a mom. I'm going to start getting my stuff together. I'm going to get a job. Are you with me? Do you want to raise her with me? And he was like, no, I really don't. And he's like, I'm not ready to be a dad. I don't want any of this. And so I came to him with the legal paperwork, and I said, if you want out, if you don't want any part of this, sign here, and all your rights are gone. I will take her and take care of her. I won't ask for a thing. You will sign her away. And he signed it and handed it back to me.
Yep. So it was, no judgment, and not everybody their own, right? So it's not, it is what it is. But I love her. So, I don't think of her in any way other than my daughter. So she's my oldest daughter. I love her. I'm proud of her. We went through a step parent adoption, and she has my last name, and it's all, it's fine. It's good.
Yeah.
I honestly, wish the best for him. I don't wish ill will on anybody. I hope I really hope he's happy in his life,
Like I said, we all make
and
choices,
everything's good. So
you got to live with your choices.
Yep. I really do. So,
and she actually now that she's older, she's almost 17. Now that she's older and a lot more experienced and a lot more able to handle things and think things through, nowadays she thanks me for that. Nowadays she tells me, Mom, you made the right choice. Like, good job. Like, I'm proud of you for doing that, and thank you for raising me, and thank you for finding me a good daddy.
Yep. So it
works
good.
out. Yeah.
Yep. It's good. So yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's good.
So that's our story.
Yeah, and so then we kind of got
the Navy. Yeah, we joined.
Yeah,
the Navy.
So then I joined the Navy, which was what it was. And then after the Navy, we still hadn't really done any gardening or anything like that. But then, we did. We had a garden when we were in Baton Rouge while you were going to school. So that was our first endeavor into gardening, was when we lived in Baton Rouge. Lily was teeny tiny. I think Avery at that point. No, because you were pregnant with Avery, right? When I joined the Navy.
Lily and Avery are very close in age. So
yeah, because Avery's born in Florida. So
they're about 18 months apart. So right after we had Lily, we got pregnant with Avery and had Avery.
So we were in Baton Rouge. Lily was newly born.
Yeah.
And I wasn't working for FEMA anymore. And you were still going in your last little bit of school, and we were really tight. Like, y'all, it was tight.
We were working 2 jobs at one point. He was working during the day and then had a part-time night job. And then imagine, I'm doing nursing school all day and clinicals. I'm doing a clinical rotation, and we have this barely school age child, and then a toddler, and then a baby.
No, not even school age. She wasn't in school yet.
Not even school age. And then a toddler, and then a baby.
Yep. And so
and 2 dogs.
So we started to grow a garden, really, because I thought, we need to do this. We need to be able to have some food, and I can buy a pack of seeds from Lowe's for $2. And
we were trying to live really cheap.
Right. So I'm like, at least we can try and supplement something. And so we did. We grew tomatoes and squash and okra, and we didn't have a big yard. We just planted on the side of the house. We had like 4 tomato plants, and we had some squash plants. We probably had like 5 squash plants and about 4 okra plants, and and we had that stuff every meal, y'all. Oh, and we had eggplant. We had a couple eggplants.
Can you see
it? So we had that almost every single meal. We had even breakfast. I would cook up eggplant with some eggs just to kind of supplement. And so that was kind of our first foray into gardening. And I liked it. I thought it was good. What do you think, babe?
I
I'm
think
gonna
I
they let him out, but no. He come on, Winston. Come on.
It's his
Come on.
snuggle
Come
time,
on.
you
Come on.
know. And he gets jealous if you don't give him his snuggle time. He'll like start demanding it. I thought that my experience with that little side garden was like it was amazing. I thought that we were like making food because I had never. I mean, I piddled in the garden with like my tata, my great grandma, and I like helped them pick strawberries, and like I had helped out when I was a little kid, but I had never like grown my own food. So I'm actually producing food and we're making things and we're cooking and we're feeding our family, and we didn't have to go buy it from the grocery store. This was like blowing my mind. And then I was amazed to see how much these plants kept giving. I thought for some reason in my head, my childhood memories are skewed or something. I thought you pick it once and it's done. Like that's all you get from the plant. You pick like one cucumber and you're done. But then I saw how much it like kept giving. The plant kept giving me more and more food, and we were still making more and more meals. And this was helping our budget, and it was supplementing our family. So this was great.
Yep, it was. It was good. And then I joined the Navy.
And then the Navy.
And then 4.5 years later,
we chugged it all the way. I was amazed that we did this. So when Avery was born in Florida, like I said, Lily and Avery were very close. I had two teeny tiny babies at the, kind of the same time, and little Sarah. So with all of our stuff packed in.
Pause for a second. Yes. This is my Longhorn Lester hat. Yeah. I'm proud of my Longhorn Lester hat. I love Jamie and Lester. They're great.
One of a kind. With all of our stuff packed into a U-Haul truck and him driving it, everything we could possibly squish in this little tiny U-Haul truck, and our entire life is in there. And then me in the minivan and the slow mommy van, and I've got all three kids, one of which is an infant. She was only 2 or 3 weeks old. She was itty bitty, like I had to bottle feed very often and stop to change diapers very often.
You're talking about when we moved out? That's when we moved out to California.
So imagine we had just joined the Navy. We're in Florida. Avery's born. A couple of weeks later, we're moving. They're shipping us out to California.
Not even a month old.
They're shipping us out to California. So I've got this baby, this toddler, this preschooler, the two dogs, all of our stuff, and we are like chugging it across the U.S. We're going from Florida all the way to California, and just chugging it as fast as we can.
We didn't have any dogs then.
And I thought the dogs were with us.
Nope. Because remember, you had to, when you moved to Florida, we had to get rid of the dogs because the apartment wouldn't take them. So we had to give away the dogs.
That's right, we did.
You had to find a good home.
I remember stopping like every 2 hours, change and feed the baby, and then keep going. Stop and change and feed the baby, and keep going.
Trip over to California to our first duty station in the Navy, and I was driving this big old Penske truck with our stuff in it. She was driving the van with the kids in it. But I would let the kids come ride in the Penske truck with me, and she always had like Enya or something playing in the van. I had like
soft, slow violin or something playing.
So I would always have something energetic, so I stay awake.
He's rocking out the AC/DC or something.
Yeah, and so it was always the joke that the kids didn't want to go to go into the sleepy mommy van. They wanted to ride in daddy's party truck.
They called it and they named it that. They said, I said, the what? And they said, the daddy party truck. They said, don't send us back to the sleepy mommy van.
Don't send us back.
I wanted to ride in daddy's party truck.
But yeah, everybody got their turn. It was a long drive, but we made it out there. I don't know, y'all, if you've driven on I-10 all the way through like Texas and all the way out to California, it's like barren. It's long. It's so long.
It's not for the faint of heart. You will either run out of gas or fall asleep. One or the other. Is just endless.
It was long.
And when you get out into the deserts of California, I had never seen the desert before. I was born and raised in that little podunk village. I had never seen anything outside of it. So never seen anything else. We get out there to the real desert, and I'm like, and it just goes on. It goes on and on for miles and miles, tumbleweeds and everything. I was like, wow.
Yeah. But it was okay. So then, I was in the Navy, and then we got out of the Navy and we moved up to Indiana and drove all the way up to Indiana. That was interesting.
It was.
You do things when you're young that just, not that we're not young, but you do things that you look back and you're like, man, why did I do that?
Right. Why did we make a different choice?
So we drove. When we moved, we took a U-Haul full of stuff, and we had a little GMC Acadia at the time, and that thing, I don't know.
Let him out again. You let him out again. Oh, he scratched
it's
it.
okay.
Oh.
Lay down, bud. Lay down.
It's okay.
So we were driving up there with our GMC Acadia, this huge U-Haul that was way down, way more than it should have been, and trying to go over the Colorado Rockies. And y'all, let me tell you, sorry for the close-up of my face there.
Sorry.
But y'all, don't do that to your vehicle. Don't stress it to the max. That thing, we're like chugging along, and it'll only go about 10 miles an hour up these mountains. When we get to the top, I'm holding my breath the whole time we get up to the top, and then finally I'm like, let it out, and then we go on down. But
maybe don't try to climb those mountains.
yeah. That was the first time that Sarah remembers playing with snow. She actually played with snow in Baton Rouge when she was a toddler, but that was the first time she remembers ever playing with snow. We stopped at a rest area. It was kind of up on the top of the mountain, and there was a bunch of snow, and she enjoyed that. They all enjoyed it.
Yeah, they couldn't believe it. So when we stopped, they just begged to jump out of the vehicle and go touch it because they had never seen snow. They had never touched snow in their life.
That they remembered anyway. Well, Lily had never, but Sarah had.
And they ran out there with their bare hands, just grabbing it and just, oh, it's real.
Yep. But then got up to Indiana all safe and sound, and we liked it up there. It's different than it is here, that's for sure. But that was kind of where we really got into gardening and having animals.
We bought our first chickens, our first goats, our first pigs.
Yeah, so we started out me doing some crazy stuff in the backyard and the garage. We started, hey, in Ukraine, woo! I'm impressed that you're able to watch.
Hey,
I'm impressed you're able to watch over there. Good deal. So we were in Indiana, and kind of our first house we lived in Indiana, I decided to do some crazy stuff in the backyard. I made these hydroponic beds to try and grow just some tomatoes and stuff, just because I want to play around with it.
Greens. We grew a lot of aquaponic
lettuce
greens
and stuff. So at first it was just doing hydroponics. Then I started reading about raising fish, and I wanted to do more of an aquaponics type thing. So I decided I'm gonna build this huge 4-tote. It was like I don't know. It had to have been like 369 a 1,200 gallon basically aquarium in our garage.
Yeah. In the garage.
So craziness. We raised catfish and tilapia in the garage. So, oh, that's interesting. Moved over to Facebook. I was seeing the words before you spoke them.
Nice.
Wow. Well,
okay.
Thank you, Facebook.
But yeah, that's kind of where we started to get
into it. Yeah.
We got, for a while we researched this whole organic movement. We researched, how people were starting to grow their own food, get away from store-bought things, get away from chemicals, get away from antibiotics. And we just researched a whole bunch of stuff, and we decided, that we didn't want to go completely off in that direction. We didn't want to become complete organic and all against all that. But we did decide that we liked
raising. We liked having our hands in the dirt. We liked raising food. We liked having animals around. We liked all that stuff. Yeah.
I was like, maybe I can't. Maybe I can't go to the extreme. Maybe I can't go that far with that and everything. But what we do love, and we cultivated a huge love of, is just watching the animals and the plants grow and eating all the fresh stuff.
Yep. So pause for a second. Hey, Miles. So, and it is Miles, M-I-L-E-S. What'd you end up naming your bear? Right, it was a bear.
Teddy bear.
Yeah. What'd you end up naming? Do you remember? Because I don't remember. You picked the name. Was it Brownie or was it
Brownie?
Brownie. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, Brownie. Yep.
So his bear's name is Brownie. In Indiana, Karen, we lived in Fort Wayne and Lafayette.
Yes. Yep. Fort Wayne. You are right. Yep. Fort Wayne, and then we lived in Fort Wayne for a little bit, and then we moved over to Lafayette. Lafayette was windy. Man, the wind never stopped. Yeah. It was like 60-mile-an-hour winds all the time, all winter.
I didn't know there was a Lafayette, Indiana until I got out there. And I remember the cornfields all around us, nothing but industrial, big cornfields. And after they would clear it, after they dried it all out and they cleared it and they took what they wanted and they cut it all down and left it all to for the birds.
don't
I
know
would
about
go
go
through
picking
there. I would walk the fields a long way.
it.
I would just go through with a big old basket or something,
Uh-huh.
and I would pick up ears of dry corn that they didn't want, that they left behind for
Yeah, it
whatever
was just the
reason.
stuff that the machine didn't pick up.
I'd pick up the dregs and leftovers, and I would take that whole basket back to my pigs, and I'd dump it out for my pigs, and I'd feed them the dried out corn.
Yep. Goat milk or cow's milk better?
I preferably for me, it's going to be goat's milk, but cow's milk is not bad. Cow's milk is wonderful, but I prefer goat milk.
I don't really have a preference. Don't pick at that, buddy. He's tearing up a box down here.
Don't tear the box.
So
Don't tear the box.
I personally love both. I don't have a preference. It's just different things, right? So
Yeah,
goat milk is
it's
just
different.
really creamy and it just has a different
Why don't you get ready
consistency.
for bed?
Yeah, go on, bud.
Yeah.
Go on.
No,
Yep,
it's time
go
to
on.
get ready for bed. Go on.
Yep.
Go on. Go on. At least just go.
So-
floss and brush. You don't have to go to bed. Just floss and brush.
And cow's milk, I like it because you can get the cream off the top, you know? So that's kind of what I like about that. I like them both. Miles, do you like goat milk? Yep. Miles says he likes goat milk too. And thank you so much. We like sharing stuff with y'all. Hello in Newfoundland.
Yeah. Hey,
that-
Newfoundland.
Is that how you say it? Newfoundland? Newfoundland?
I say Newfoundland.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, but I don't think you say Newfoundland. You say Newfoundland.
I
Is that
don't
right?
know.
Is
I
it
don't know.
Newfoundland, y'all?
I've always heard
Is that right?
Newfoundland.
No, Newfoundland.
Newfoundland.
I think it is. Okay, y'all. We'll stop all that. Different taste. I didn't really notice the difference in taste.
No.
Just the difference in I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah.
A little bit different, a little richer consistency. Richer is more of a flavor
Yeah.
thing, though. It's just a different consistency. It's just different. Right. It's not a difference in taste. It's just it's just a
thing.
Yeah, it's thicker. It's creamier because
yeah.
so goat's milk is naturally homogenized, which just means that the fat in the goat milk is all broken up into small little bits. And cow's milk isn't like that.
Right.
Now, goat milk in the store, sometimes when you taste it, it's really nasty tasting, but it's because it's from, I don't know why it is. I don't know why their milk tastes nasty, but I've never had goat milk from the store taste good. But our goat milk from our goats is just a very clean milk taste. It just tastes like milk.
It's not goaty. You know, people always talk about that goaty taste, but it's not goaty.
Nope, it's not goaty at all. Where did you get married? We got married in Baton Rouge.
On the back porch of our house.
Yeah, on the back porch of our house. What do we wear? So, I got in like church clothes, I guess you could say. Like I got it wasn't like it wasn't anything expensive. It was a backyard wedding. It was us, our parents, and that was it. Like it wasn't anything fancy.
Our parents were there.
We
said
were
our
broke.
vows with
We were
the
broke when we got
preacher.
married.
We held hands on the back porch in our nice clothes, and it was a beautiful sunny day, and that was that.
Yep. And I didn't, we weren't looking to go into debt. So we love being married, but we weren't looking to go into debt.
And that's something that honestly, like, some things are not a big deal to some women. Like sometimes flowers are not a big deal. Some women don't like jewelry and everything. I don't do the big wedding.
Okay, hold on, pause. I just learned something.
Okay.
Newfoundland understands with understand.
Rhymes with understand.
Understand. So Newfoundland, understand. Okay, got it. So not Lund, land.
I know, but how
Newfoundland.
Do you say it?
Newfoundland,
understand. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's right.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, I definitely want to say it right. I mean,
but yeah, I don't do the huge wedding. I never, as a kid and as a teenager, I never liked the idea of me having one of those. I just decided right from the get-go that I wasn't going to do that. The big church wedding, the big white dress. I don't like it for me. It's great for other people. I don't want that for me. And that's not the way that I want our marriage memory to be. I liked it the way it was. Very, very just us.
Simple and us. And
very personal, very just normal and relaxed.
All right. So after Fort Wayne, I'll tell you what, y'all, on Thursday, we'll pick up and tell you kind of the rest of the story. Most of it y'all know, but some of you may not. So we actually started the YouTube channel up in Indiana when we were in Lafayette. We moved to Lafayette after Fort Wayne, and we started the YouTube channel up there if you go all the way clear back to some of our really cheesy videos in the very beginning,
you'll see some old
you'll
cheesy videos,
you'll see some of the
first
videos. Yeah, you'll see some of them. I don't have them all up there, I don't think. I think some of them are taken down, but yeah, if you go clear back, you'll see some of our stuff. But we can't go deep into that right now because it's going on 5:55,
we just didn't
and
know
Chestnut Hills is going to be live at 6.
And we just weren't experienced. Like I said, we didn't know a lot about editing or videography, and you can tell.
Or farming.
And you can tell in those videos.
Yeah, we didn't know a whole lot at all.
Very new. Very
new. We were. But we love y'all. Thank you so much for joining us. Yes, please go watch the replay if you showed up late and watch the rest of it. Miss Jackie, we love you. We love all of you. Thank you for your support, and we hope your holidays are going great.
Thank you for hearing our story. Thank you for hearing us
like sharing it.
And for getting to know us a little better. Now you know more, and probably more than you wanted to know about the Blairs.
There's a new one. Wrong one. South Africa.
Oh, hey, South Africa.
Yeah, hey, South Africa. I think that's the first time I've seen someone comment from South Africa, but not that they haven't. I think that's the first time I've seen it.
Welcome.
But yeah, great talk. Thank you. We do really consider it kind of just a conversation between all y'all. I mean, where else are you going to go and have this many people all together talking together? Because it's Facebook folks and YouTube folks all gathered together with us. And we're all just kind of conversing and talking. And I see y'all talking to each other too. So
I'm having a conversation with 300 people. Like, what other place can you have a conversation with 3 other people?
Yep. So I'll tell you what, Thursday we'll go into Post Indiana and why we homeschool. We can go into that. Nothing crazy. We're not, we don't homeschool for any crazy reasons, but we'll talk about it because that's part of that journey.
We'll talk about after Indiana. So,
So with that, y'all have a great night, and we will see y'all in the next one.
Thank you, family. Good night.